Welcome to SDH's coverage of World Soccer. It's the World Soccer Review one final time here on your Sunday. And in this one, we're going to take a look back at the last two matches of the tournament. We got to determine who was the third-place team who ends up on the medal stand with the third-place medal, and then we saw an absolute classic. There's no other way to describe it, and it was absolutely amazing. So before we go forward, let's go backward. And we also have some breaking news as well. Not really a shocking breaking news, but nevertheless breaking news as well before we go. So let's go backward before we go forward. And here are your highlights of the third-place match. It was Croatia and Morocco, some of the highlights of the third-place match. And getting into this particular game, let's get to the juice boxes, and so we can give everybody the numbers that were anticipated for the third-place game between Croatia and Morocco. And going in, it was Croatia as a favorite at a plus 129. Your 90-minute draws a plus 254. Morocco at a plus 216. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at Telemundo Sports.
Va a venir el centro de zurda de Ziyech. Levanta su brazo derecho para dar la indicación de dónde va la pelota. Atención con este centro. Mayer de cabeza, cabezazo, gol. ¡Gol! En el área otra vez, pero uno fue de Mayer, se la dejó servida abajo del arco para Ashraf Dari, que marca el 1-1 rápidamente. Un minuto después del gol de Croacia llega el empate de Marruecos. ¡Qué partido tenemos, señores!
Para los que decían que este partido, el de la consolación, el partido que nadie quiere jugar, el partido que no se debería ya entregar, bueno, aquí está la prueba. El pivoteo fue de Luka Modric, el cabezazo hacia atrás para habilitar a otro central. Había sido Barrio el central por izquierda, ahora fue Ashraf Dari.
Un poco larga, no se pudo acomodar para la zurda. Kovacic que toca, acaba insistiendo nuevamente Croacia, viene el centro, ¡palo! ¡Gol! ¡Golazo de Croacia! Miroslav Orsic la puso al segundo palo, imposible para Bono. ¡Qué golazo que acaba de hacer Orsic! Parecía que mandaba un centro, pero al final la clavó ahí en el palo izquierdo de Bono. Gana Croacia 2-1.
Cuando parecía que la perdía, y la perdía nomás Mayer, allí en la media luna del área mayor la vuelve a recuperar el conjunto de Croacia. Hace el esfuerzo, lo hace correctamente Libaya, roba la pelota y tiene todo el tiempo del mundo Orsic para perfilar el cuerpo, levantar la cabeza y mandarla al poste más lejano para marcar el 2-1.
Gran gol de la ala del Dinamo Zagreb.
So Croatia continues their successes on the international level, a third-place finish. They're on the medal stand at the competition this go-round. And Luka Modric said that he will be around for the next batch of Euros, but then he's going to take it a tournament at a time from there. So we'll see what happens with Luka Modric at the age of 37, still doing amazing things when it comes to international play and in league play as well. So still incredibly talented and someone you cannot and should not underestimate. Luka Modric still going to be performing for Croatia at least through one more European tournament. Now, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, and we know a lot of you were getting up early for this one and hanging out with a lot of your friends, nervous for Argentina, nervous for Lionel Messi, or you were rooting for France and Kylian Mbappe and the next generation working its way through. Here's some of the highlights in one of the most bonkers games you will ever see. Find a replay if you can find it. And here's some of the highlights. Coming in, Argentina was a plus 170. Your 90-minute draw was a plus 215. France was a plus 191. Here's your highlights, except for one of them, courtesy of our friends at Telemundo Sports.
Jugando para Julián. Y esta es buena. Va McAllister, vaya McAllister, vaya McAllister. Pelota para Di María. ¡Viene! ¡Golazo! Argentina gana 2-0 y apareció el ángel, el héroe del Maracaná, el de la Copa América en Río. Pone a Argentina a ganar 2-0 la final del mundo.
Pero qué jugada nos han regalado.
Va a pasar Acuña a gran velocidad por izquierda. Ahí va Messi, lo corretea a Coman, que le roba la pelota. Le pica por derecha Colo Muani, la quiere Turán por adentro. Revivió Francia. Pelota cruzada para Mbappé, deja para Turán. ¡Mbappé! ¡Gol! ¡Gol! De Kylian Mbappé para empatar la final.
¡Qué jugada! La pierde Messi aquí en el medio campo. Después un muy buen cambio.
Toca con Messi, está adelantado. No Lautaro, Lautaro está habilitado. Messi, la pelota viene para Lautaro. Tapó Lerí. Messi, ¡gol!
Va a ser fuera de lugar.
No vale.
La anterior,
No
antes
vale.
de que la tocara, me parece que Lautaro
Levantó la bandera,
Sí.
viene gol. Pero atención, que le están discutiendo al juez de línea.
no hay fuera de lugar.
No, pero de Messi van a
No.
cobrar, como la de Griezmann contra Túnez en Isondo. Messi
No, lo que
vuelve o participa de una jugada. Digo, para mí es gol.
Hay que ver. Yo tenía duda en esta última de Lautaro, pero Lautaro arranca bien. En esta no hay fuera de lugar y tiene que ser
¡Y es
gol.
gol!
Sí.
Then it was the last kick in penalties. And it went to the fourth round because all that needed to be done was putting it in the back of the net one more time for Argentina. Montiel steps up, and he does this. Andres Cantor with an all-time call, courtesy of our friends at Telemundo Sport.
Montiel, gol. Argentina campeón del mundo. Argentina campeón del mundo. Argentina es campeón del mundo. Desde el cielo lo hizo Diego, lo hizo Cuchufo, lo hizo el Tata, lo hizo Luque, lo hicieron ustedes, jugadores, que se ganaron el cielo. Argentina campeón del mundo. Messi es campeón del mundo. No podía ser de otra manera sino sin sufrir. Argentina, la selección argentina de Lionel Scaloni es campeón del mundo. Argentina, Argentina campeón del mundo, bicho. Manolo, 36 años, esperando, querido compatriota. Dele, grítele usted también en casa. ¡Argentina! ¡Argentina! ¡Es campeón del mundo!
4-3 final, decided in penalties. Dibu Martinez comes up big. Montiel, Messi working their magic, and Kingsley Coman did not look comfortable. Tchouameni, he hooked his when he stepped up to the spot. And Argentina, first time in 36 years, is the best in the world in this competition. One of the best games ever broadcast on television. I'm going to go ahead and say that, regardless of sport, one of the best finals, regardless of sport, that you will ever see. Obviously, we'll talk about it more on Monday morning on SDH Soccer's Morning Show, 9:05 on Twitch, twitch.tv/soccer down here, podcast rolling over later on. And the one piece of breaking news before we go has to do with Gareth Southgate. Gareth Southgate staying for a little while longer as the head coach of the Three Lions. Here's how the news broke, courtesy of our friends at Sky Sports News, Vicky Gomersall and Rob Dorsett.
OK, let's go straight back to Qatar because we have some big breaking news. Rob Dorsett, kind of as we expected and many had hoped.
Yes, big breaking news on Sky Sports News this Sunday morning. On the day that the World Cup final happens, the FA have confirmed that Gareth Southgate is staying on as England manager and will lead the players and the squad through until his contract expires after Euro 2024 in Germany. I've just had a statement from the FA Chief Executive Mark Bullingham, which I can read to you now. It's a pretty short and straightforward one, in truth. We are delighted to confirm that Gareth Southgate is continuing as England manager and will lead our Euro 2024 campaign. Gareth and Steve Holland, who of course is his assistant, have always had our full support, and our planning for the Euros starts now. So it's the news that we brought you on Sky Sports News last night when we said that we expected Southgate to confirm that he was staying on as manager. It seems that he's had that conversation either late last night or early this morning with his FA bosses. Remember, it was after the quarter-final defeat to France. Ironically, we're outside the France team hotel right now as they prepare for the World Cup final in just a few hours' time. It was the defeat to France that led to Southgate saying he needed some time. He wanted to consider his options. He wanted to reflect on the tournament. He wanted to reflect on his own performance. And he wanted to take some time to consider whether it was right for him to stay on. The words that he used were, I don't want to be 5 months down the line preparing for a European Championships and then think I've made the wrong decision. Remember, he's been 6 years in post and been through an awful lot of highs and lows in that time and had to deal with an awful lot of adversity as well. I know for a fact that Southgate is sick of having to talk about politics rather than football. But I think a number of key things have happened to persuade Southgate to stay in the 8 days since England left Qatar. The first of those was the overwhelming support of the England players. We spoke to a number of them. They spoke to various media outlets after that defeat to France and gave him their full backing, the likes of the captain Harry Kane, the key central midfield player Declan Rice, the goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. All of them spoke out in support of the manager, saying how important he was to the group, to the ethos, to the atmosphere in that England camp.
So that's the news from the World Soccer Tournament, the best in the world, first time in 36 years. Argentina. Lionel Messi gets the one trophy that has eluded him, and he can call his own shot, wander off into the sunset, do whatever he wants from this moment forward. He, at the age of 35, gets the World Cup trophy. And thanks to all of you who've been a part of this with all of us here at SDH during this tournament. Obviously, like I said, we'll talk about it more on SDH on Monday morning and all week long. But another fantastic world tournament, even though it was played in November and December. We can get into that, too, on Monday morning. But Argentina walks away with the World Cup trophy in the competition here in 2022. So for everybody here at SDH, for Jason, for Jarrett, for Nick, I'm just John. Thanks for hanging out with us for the World Soccer Review all tournament long. Play it safe, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.